Hi there, and welcome to Optimize Every Day. So, today's topic is about the lies we tell ourselves. So, we often tell ourselves lies. These lies are not designed to help us, rather harm us. And when we're telling ourselves lies, we're going backwards. Um, a common lie we tell ourselves is, I'm not good enough, or I'll do it when I'm ready. Well, why aren't you doing it now? Because there is a fear, and you're telling yourself a lie so that you will not overcome that fear. So, we're going to look at that and other lies that we tell ourselves, and we're going to move forward on deciding how to progress in that. So let's get to it. So that first lie of I'll start when I'm ready. Well, remember when you were a kid? Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to ride a bike. I didn't care how much it took. It didn't matter how many times I fell. I was going to learn how to ride a bike. Heck, I even destroyed my neighbor's rose bush because I crashed into it. I think it cost me like $3 to replace it because my neighbor was angry that I ended up scratching myself and getting bloody and ruining the rose bush. But anyway, when are you going to be ready? You're ready now. Ready is when you start, not when you tell yourself, I'm going to start when I'm ready. No, because otherwise, that's a moving target. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be next year, it could be 10 years from now. And what amount of time have you wasted in saying, I'm going to do it when I'm ready? So that is lie number one. And what do we need to do to replace it? We need to replace it with something. I'll get right on that. Or, I may not feel ready, but I'm doing some research right now that will help me to get on that bike and pedaling now. Whatever it is, you need to be moving forward. I know for years I said to myself, I'm going to create and develop a software package because I have written software in the past, and as life would have it, I got to a point in my life where I went, I don't really like writing software, but I wanted to do this, and I kept on putting it off. Finally, one day, I said to myself, I'm going to do this, and I went through the process. Now that software is just about complete. But I had to decide that I wasn't going to keep telling myself lies that I couldn't get it done. And granted, once it's done, it won't be done. There'll be more improvements that need to be made to it. But I had to start somewhere. So I'm almost done with my first package. Super awesome. So if you're telling yourself, I'm going to start when I'm ready, it's going to be a long road to hoe to get ready because you'll always have that excuse. I'll do it when I'm ready. Okay, so now we're headed on to lie number two. And that one is, I just don't have enough time. Well, that one's almost as good as I'll get to it when I'm ready. We all have the same amount of time every day, 24 hours. We all have the same amount of minutes, same amount of seconds, and yet often we go, I just don't have enough time. But you make time to sit there and play a video game, or you go and play, I don't know, you go read a book that, granted, that's a good use of your time, but it's not getting you where you want to be. You're not utilizing your time effectively. So instead of saying, I don't have enough time, you need to go back and say, where can I make the time? Because there's always a place in your schedule where you have a little bit of time. And granted, today it may only be 5 minutes, but tomorrow it might be 10 minutes. The following day it might be 2 minutes, and then the following day maybe 45 minutes. And then the weekend comes and you may have 2-3 hours. But if you get down and start doing something with the time you have, at least you're going to start making progress, and you don't have to continue telling yourself that lie that you don't have any time, because you always have some time. You just have to decide what you're willing to give up to have the things that you want. And you have to decide that it's important enough to you so that you will give up those things so that you can have the things that you desire that require your time. And at the end of the day, you're probably going to get the same amount of sleep. You're probably going to spend the same amount of time working. The difference is now you've made time for yourself to accomplish something that you want to do because you're making time. Provided you don't sit there and give yourself that lie, I don't have enough time. So, we've busted the myth we have busted the lie, I'll do it when I'm ready. And now we've busted the lie, I'll do it when I have time. Now we need to move on to lie number 3. And that one's just as important. All right, so lie number 3 we tell ourselves, and this can happen to people very young as well as those very old, but that lie is, I'm just too old. There are phenoms out there who go out and create a recording career, and they do it at a very young age. Do they do it all by themselves? No, they have other people helping them and guiding them and directing them. Sometimes they're even doing it because somebody else wants it for them more than they want it for themselves. And some actually do want it for themselves. You got Michael Jackson, Donny Osmond, Marie Osmond, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, just to name a few, who basically were phenoms doing stuff. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it at age 70. You have billionaires who they did not have much money to their name until they reached almost 70 years old, because they decided that they could do something about their situation. And now they're making massive amounts of money. They may have waited too long. They might have been wealthier than Elon Musk had they started earlier. But given their situation, you know, they probably told themselves lies, but eventually they got to the point of, I'm going to do something about it, and they are. You know, we've all heard of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, Colonel Sanders started that business when he was in his late 60s. So age was not a obstacle to him. Vera Wang, she didn't create her first dress till she was in her 40s. That didn't stop her. There's lots of entrepreneurs who, you know, decide when they're later in life that, hey, they want to make a change in their life. And they don't live with that moniker, well, I'm just too old. Just too old is a cop-out. Just too old is an excuse. It is a lie we tell ourselves so we don't have to put in any effort. Because anything we do in this life that is good requires effort. We can't get to where we want to be if we're not putting in the effort. I would not be living down the road from a beach if I hadn't have taken action and said, oh yeah, I'm just too old, I can't be here. Well, that's a lie that I would be telling myself. I can't build a software company. I'm too old to do that. Well, if I did that, my software package wouldn't be nearly complete, at least for the first version. There is so many things out there that we have the opportunity to make a difference at if we won't tell ourselves lies. By telling ourselves the truth, we free ourselves to be able to do the things that we really want to do, not just what people think we should be able to do or what society thinks we should do because of our age or whatever we are. You know, there are people out there who, sorry, a moment. There are people out there who are super young and they know what they want to do with their life. And they go do it. And they make their money doing things that nobody thought would be even possible to make money with. And yet, they're successful. They're doing what they want to do, what they love. And not only that, they're building a business that requires their time and attention. They don't have the luxury to lie to themselves saying, I'll get to it when I have time. I'll get to it when I'm ready. I'm just too old or I'm just too young to do that. Those things are lies we tell ourselves. So the truth is, we're ready when we start doing something. We have time to do it if we want to do it. We have the capacity to do what we want to do no matter our age or situation. We're not too young. We're not too old. We're the age we are. And we just need to choose to do what needs to be done in the moment, because life affords us that ability. It's not about money, but kind of is. It's how we use the resources we have available to us. And when we use the resources that we have available to us and make the best use of those resources, then we have to stop telling ourselves lies. So, down in the comments, what lies have you been telling yourself? And let me know. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's really simple. And it helps me out to get my subscriber count up. And if you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. That doesn't hurt either. Anyway, let's make a pact that we're going to stop lying to ourselves and do what we need to do. Again, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the flip side. Hey, this is a little end extra. You know, I'm sitting here walking this path, and it could be better, but it definitely gives me an opportunity to see how things have changed throughout time and history. You know, nothing stays the same. Change happens. You know, it's part of the process. You know, you can see those sheds, or I should say the containers, they're rusting apart. They're just letting nature hit to them. They have not been cared for properly, so they're just falling apart. But, you know, when you are proactive and you decide how you want to take care of things and take care of your life, you have the ability, and only you have the ability, to have a positive impact on your life. You can allow this to be like these rocks that are just crumbling. They used to be buildings, but now they're just falling rocks that once upon a time had some history to them. And now this is just a trail to see what has happened in the past, and gives you opportunity to reflect on it, so you can allow your life to go into ruins, or you can decide to change it. You're the one who is in control of you, nobody else. You have to make a sincere choice to evaluate where you are. Stop telling yourself the lies and embrace what you can change. Recognize what you can't change. I know that sounds like an AA thing, but it's really true. Not everything can you change, but what you can change has a huge impact on what you are able to accomplish, and only you have the power to impact that change, because it's you who you're changing. You can't change anybody else. You can't change your wife. You can't change your kids. You can help them decide to change, but at the end of the day, the only person you can make change is you. And if you try and make somebody else change, you just may be causing a big giant problem that you may not want to have to deal with in the future. Or you're creating a problem for those people for their future. So keep it good and stay on the channel and watch for the new content. Thanks so much. Bye.